Welcome. It's time for Make HOAG Money. Gotta get everything going here. Saltbones, what's up? It's good to see you. Hey, Jimmy Decker, good to see you. Good to see everyone this morning. Let's see what we've got going on here. CFTC disclaimer. This is for educational purposes only. We are not suggesting that anybody purchase or sell anything that we are doing here. This is a live account. Risk capital is the only kind of capital that you should be risking into the markets. These are risky. We all know that. You do stand the chance of losing more than your initial investment as they are leveraged products. We are not suggesting that anybody buy or sell anything, and there's no past performance or future performance that can be guaranteed in any way. Hypothetical or simulated performance results have certain limitations. To me, the biggest limitation is the fact that you have no accountability, no consequence, and no rules. The trading combine gives you that feel of skin in the game, and succeeding in the trading combine here at Top Step gives you the risk capital that you need, that you don't have to put up. We'll do it for you. The rules for Make HOAG Money: kindness and respect above everything. There are always different opinions and ideas when it comes to trading markets. It's what makes them so good. I'm going to have a couple of people unable to talk today. Hopefully there'll be a couple of volunteers. I don't see that we have Randolph in the room this morning. We'll see what's up with him. But as always, looking for a couple of folks to help. And if you do have a trade idea, context is going to be helpful. If your trade idea is in chat and Zoom or on the YouTube session, you can kind of tell us what time frame stop you're looking at. Maybe we can change things around on the platform and take a look at things. We're going to use the chat rooms to discuss trades. Only those in the Zoom meeting will be able to vote. Only those in the Zoom meeting will be able to vote. So we're going to use the polling system to do that. We're focusing on the micros, the E-mini S&P, for opportunities. We're not going to be trading just to trade. JT, good morning. It's good to see you. Welcome. First time here. Hope you enjoy it. We're not going to take losing trades, which is, of course, a joke. We know that there are going to be losing trades in trading. We have to accept them, cut them, keep them cheap, and move on. And your feedback on Make HOAG Money is, of course, always appreciated. Here's the platform. I got to update a couple of things here. There's the volume profile from yesterday. We know that we are kind of range bound here. This is the 30-minute chart from yesterday. We have the value area here. We have, in a longer time frame, we're up against an important inflection level in this trend line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 points of contact on this trend line. It's meaningful, as our friend Matt Hoyt tells us, who's not here today. If anybody does want to chat, just let me know. Yeah, Ben, I've seen people that are having trouble hearing the folks that are on YouTube. I'm going to pull my speaker out. I'm hoping that that's going to help make a difference. Longer time frame structure is good to the upside, where we could possibly take a first step to break that if we open and drive lower. If we open and drive higher, we're going to maintain this structure. It's kind of a two-stage break of this current market state. If we break this trend line, we have to break this trend line to make me believe that the upside structure has actually broken. Okay. Okay, Spencer, let's get you in. And here's the S&P again. Here's the profiles. Mentioning in the forecast, this doesn't look like a very confident downside move. Lots of overlaps, lots of holes, lots of anomalies. And as Joe was saying in the forecast, I'm thinking a little bit more range bound than directional today. Of course, if anybody says anything that scares investors and traders about interest rates again, anything, of course, can and will happen. So we've got Benjamin Wright saying, I had an idea that if 39.90-ish rejects, we could head much higher, 39.90. We have excess at the low there. And I like that idea. It's low of value. It's like excess from yesterday. It's at one of the extremes of the areas of balance. I like the idea. Spencer, how you doing? He's being quiet. Fred, if the S&P opens in balance, I usually like to wait for direction to develop. However, I am interested in Hoag's idea of a test of yesterday's low that comes back inside. That might be a long, if such a scenario exists. Well, here we go. Here's the micros, including the overnight session here, Fred. Do you think one of the things that I do like to do from time to time is if we open and we get an opportunity to trade below the overnight low and come back in, that also gives me an idea of potential rejection at the low and a continuation, or at least a rotation, towards the overnight high.
Hey, John. I didn't realize I was on mute.
Hey, that's all right. How you doing, Spence?
Good. Good morning. Hey, can I share my screen real quick? I got some levels from yesterday that I think are going to play out today. I want to share them.
Of course. I don't think that we're really interested in trying the opening range trade, but I'm going to send the poll just to see what we think. Opening range trade, yes or no? All right, Spence.
Wise.
Here's the... You can now share your chart. Share your screen.
Okay. One sec. Okay. Can you see?
Yep.
Okay. So these levels that I marked earlier yesterday morning came from last week's weekend gap, this point of control, and this weekend high. Now, what happened yesterday, why I think they're important, we broke this trend line. We came down and tested this level at 40.25. We came back up, checked this trend line as resistance. Then we traded down through 40.25, came up, checked it as resistance. Then we traded down to this area and found a bottom. Now, the overnight trade has all stayed between these levels. So these are going to be my guideposts today. I'm going to look to get in on these edges. And I'm going to keep doing that until price action invalidates one of these levels by trading through it.
So just for clarity, just call out those two levels.
Okay, so 40.25 I have marked as a top, and then 39.90 I have marked as a bottom.
So we're getting a little convergence here. Somebody else mentioned 39.90 here. Benjamin Wright in the YouTube chat said 39.90-ish rejects. We could head much higher. So we get a little convergence there. Right. Or confluence, I think I should say. Confluence. There you go. That's a better word for that. Okay, so
we're looking to stay patient today in my personal account. I'm probably going to wait for the initial balance and see if it extends close enough to those levels.
Okay, I think that's a wise idea because anything in the middle here is going to be kind of random, don't you think?
Yeah.
All right. I'm
not looking for a big move today. We tend to have a hangover day after we have a big move like yesterday, especially if it's kind of an unsure move without a lot of conviction.
Have you been listening to Dan? He calls those the same thing, hangover days.
Hangover days, yeah. Last week I tried to trade on a hangover day. I think it was Thursday. I don't remember, but I ended up getting chopped to pieces that day.
So Caesar agrees. A lot of folks are kind of feeling the same way. I know our friend Joe Drinnen also said that in the During the forecast, he's looking at the market to really just kind of find a range and stay range bound today. Here's the solution for the answer for the opening range trade. 66% said no. So I'm just going to slide this back off. We are now open. There we go.
Bet this open's going to be choppy. Trade both sides of the opening range.
Mr. Rudder, agree. Anything can happen. Ben, you had to restart everything like your computer or your trading combine? $4,000 to the tick, the opening price. How about that, huh? Big fat round number. Mr. Hoyt, I see you. I'm promoting you.
I noticed the pre-market trade was just rotating around that 4,000 number for a couple hours.
What's up, Mr. Hoyt?
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you guys?
Good, good. Good to see you.
All right, you as well.
Happy Tuesday. I know it's your trading day, so I thought I'd.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd ask. I thought I would just grab you.
Yeah. Thank you. We're right on that uptrend line. I mean, like you said, a lot of touches on that line, and when those lines crack, typically you're going to go as far below it as you went above it. It's kind of like what I'm looking for if we crack that line. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. So you would say as far above it, like from here.
Let me see where you're at. Hold on. So like as far above it, well, you can go back to where the trend line started.
Here.
Yeah. So from there, what's the highest price went away from that line? I mean, it's like sometime in November, like right November.
Yeah, right up here, probably.
Yeah, something like that. So basically, a lot of times, if I get a multi-pivot line like that, I'll draw like a pitchfork that hasn't happened yet, kind of thing. So I feel like when price cracks that center line, it's going to the lower, the lower parallel.
So that would have us come all the way back down on a measured move down to 3,700.
That's a big move.
It's a big move. It's a big move. So here, price has to do a lot, though. It has to crack that line and close below it.
And accept, right. It's got to accept.
On the daily time frame, that's a lot to wait for, and then we've got the downtrend line coming in where they, on the daily also, and they kind of meet in a couple of days on the continuation chart. I forget what where they meet.
I don't have a continuation chart up there. Here, we can do this. Continuation chart.
So that intersection could prove to be a volatile point of contention. You know what I mean?
Right here.
Yeah. So what day is that happening? What day is that?
Oh, geez, I can't tell on this chart.
Okay. So
it doesn't give you a future.
Right. Okay, I gotcha. Something to keep in the back of your head.
Mm-hmm.
Because of course, if we break above that down sloper, that's kind of a big deal, right? I mean, and the same rules apply. Look, we hit that line plenty of times. If we get above that down sloper, close above it, maybe we do a retest and then off to the races to the upside.
There, that's a little bit better. It was not really placed all that well. But yeah, we're looking at maybe a week from FOMC day. There you go.
Right?
Time is going to break one of those trend lines, either the rising one or the down.
Yeah, it could happen by attrition, right?
I mean, if all we do is trade sideways the rest of the week, we're going to break one of those.
Right, exactly. So soon enough, we'll see. Price will show its hand. I think it's the 14th. Wednesday the 14th is that intersection.
Wednesday the 14th. I'm busy that day.
Yeah. I know, me too. Never coincide with my schedule.
Just kidding. So it looks like we looked below and we rejected below the opening range. We're back above it now. We have a comment saying the NASDAQ looks weak, could bring the S&Ps down. There's the 30-minute for the NASDAQ. Making new lows below its or below the overnight low here.
I'm watching the 1 minute chart. It's just a chop fest right now.
Yeah, I've got that here. Well, I think whatever we do today, it's going to take some intestinal fortitude. All of those listening and watching on YouTube, are you able to hear the other participants better today? And thank you, Ben, for kind of pointing that out yesterday. Thank you. Good, Angelina. It's good. Yes, good. Excellent. All right, I'll try and remember to do that. Bring my speaker up here so you can get it from both sides. Sounds far away.
You notice on days when you don't want to trade the opening range, it's a nice tight range, and on days when you do want to take it, it blows out 7 points.
Oh yeah. It's always the way, right? So Ben shorting 06 half closes the single prints from yesterday. Right up here. Volume shoulder from the overnight. And the contract. We don't need to do something. Shaw, patience. Let the first 15 or 20 minutes roll by. I'm going to say hi to everybody. Tim, Vince, Fred, Bob Rudder, good morning. Spence. I get to talk to you. Fred, one of my weaknesses is not looking left enough. I tend to focus too much on the day-to-day profile and not enough on the larger picture. I feel like I'm thinking too much of yesterday right now. Well, I mean, the closest reference I think we have in the day time frame is the previous day, right? You know, we've opened kind of in an area that would bode for some repair. And what did the overnight do, Fred? The overnight repaired. It went to this point of control, and it went to an assumed point of control in this area of distribution. So the overnight has kind of worked to take care of some of our potential repair because we opened between those two kind of high volume or assumed points of control in this distribution of time and volume and this distribution of time and volume.
A 4,000 area is pretty magnetic, so if we do get to one of the extremes, I think it would be a good profit target.
Yeah, but which way do you take it?
Well, it depends on if we get to one of those levels, one of the extremes in the first hour of the day or not.
So Ben is saying 95 is the volume point of control. I think in a longer time frame. So yesterday, it's a volume edge on the contract. He's got a link here. So 95 volume point of control here of the contract, and its volume drops off from there. I like it.
You would think a lot of people can see that uptrender. I mean,
Right.
well,
it's on every chart, right?
there's got to be people playing this on the buy side. I mean, there just has to be.
Oh, here's Joe. Joe, if I don't see you, just chime into the chat. All right, we got Ben, Matt, and Joe.
Oh, we're gonna go test the overnight low.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I can share my book map if you want.
Oh, awesome. Are we getting some good stuff on there?
I haven't looked yet.
Okay. So we've been kind of looking at a potential long down here. Our overnight low is being tested here. Do we want to think
Well-
about taking something here? Oops. I'm going to relaunch the poll. Do we want to look at a long here at overnight low?
We could take it cheaply.
So we've got, I put an order in to do it. We're almost 70% yes.
Where's your stop?
Joe, you can share your screen now. If you look on the Zoom dashboard, it's green. It says share screen.
Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm on my wife's desktop and it's an Apple and it's asking me to do something in the settings. So,
All right, let me know when you're ready. I'm going to share.
Yeah,
I'm going to share. Go back to my screen here. So we are below. We've got a stop in here. Whoops. Oh, we just got hit. We just got stopped out.
Going to 39.90.
So we're going to try that. We're going to put in a long here. We're going to try a long at 39.90. A lot of folks seem to like that level. What's our stop going to be? Below yesterday's low?
Yesterday.
We're going to put the stop in below yesterday's low. So we'll see if we get hit on this. That was the looking for the long at yesterday's low. Okay, we're long at 90. We got to hold yesterday's low.
Should check this and balance if it's valid.
Boy, we are right up against that trend line on the daily, aren't we?
Yeah, I could see a bigger player, try to do the flush and then buy it up.
Right.
We'll see.
Scoop up all the stops that are right below it.
Of course. That's how we play the game.
It's Praz. It's Praz doing that.
All those guys, I mean, that's why they do it.
Citadel with their HFTs.
Of course, we know where you are. And if it costs X amount of dollars to wake up, $100 million worth of orders, well, you spend X.
Hoag is telling me I can't share while other participants are sharing.
Okay. So now you're set. Okay. Now you can share.
Oh, we're looking down again.
Mm-hmm. Just, I know you can't see it right now. The stop's at 85. We're running all the stops.
Yeah, look at that.
Here we are
This might
out.
turn into a trend.
We are out. Joe, if you
Now we can wait for it to come back up and check 39.90 as resistance, and if we get confirmation of that, we can go short.
Well, forget about it. I'll figure it out, do it another time.
okay, just so you know that like the Zoom dashboard, there's a green thing that says share screen, and you click
Right.
you click that, and you can choose which screen you want to share, and then you hit share screen again.
Well, this is her Mac, and
Oh yeah, Max can be issues.
so it's asking me to go into privacy and security and change some settings and all that. So I'll do
Okay.
that some.
Okay, all right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Yeah.
So here we are, man. We are through. We're through the trend line.
Yeah, this directional move just pushed me into being a trader earlier this morning. I'm hanging a sell order at 89.50 and looking for a recheck of 90.
Yeah, we're building some volume down here, aren't we? Ooh, what's the delta?
Nice little high volume node down there.
Delta's negative 4,000. All right. Well, let's. Do we want to take a look at that 39.90 level for a potential potential short? I mean, sending the poll. I mean, we've got a low volume node right here. Okay, with almost 50%. Now we got 50%. We're kind of mixed on that idea of that short.
There's two ways you can play it, because getting the best trade location means not waiting for confirmation that level is resistance.
100%.
For confirmation, you have to chase price a little bit.
100%. Spoken just like Jim Dalton himself. You wait for confirmation at costs and trade location.
I would just as soon enter it a little below 90 with a fairly tight stop and see how we do.
Shaw is saying use 2 micros, one without confirmation, one with confirmation, one without.
That's true. Once you get confirmation, you can add to your position. Of course, fill in more. I do that a lot.
Andrea, kind of an interesting thought here. Waiting for a touch of VWAP, 4,000.
Yesterday, I got a couple of good shorts off of VWAP.
Okay, we are now short. Fred's thinking about taking a long on return of prior range, which isn't a bad idea, right? None of these are bad ideas.
I got my fill. And I'm going to get stopped out. What are we doing here?
I think we're pretty tight with
I
the
go
stop
to
here.
VWAP.
You're pretty tight with the stop.
Yeah, I'm putting mine 4 ticks above VWAP.
Where's your VWAP?
Session anchored VWAP on the 1 minute chart is 39.94.50. I anchor that right off of the open
Got it.
and watch how it develops throughout the day. I've noticed session anchored VWAP, I get a lot more valid plays off of it.
Well,
than a
yeah.
continuous VWAP.
You're gonna get more opportunities on that, right?
Yeah, price reacts to it a lot throughout the day. It'll drift away from it and come back and check it when it's on a trend day.
Yeah. Rob Crust saying, just touch the 20 day SMA. I've got that on here. It's this green line right here. It just touched it.
Huge volume at 91. Looks like we're gonna bounce off of that level.
You get a nice order there. Joe,
Yes, sir.
any liquidity there at 91?
94, 92 to 94, but the heavy liquidity is at 94.
Okay.
We just went through a liquidity at 90. If we come back to that and test it, I would short there.
Okay.
90 and a half right
Okay.
here.
So we'll
And
sell
my
another
stop would be above where that liquidity is, which is 94.
one. Okay. All right. So we just sold another one at 90, just above 90, 90 and a half, I think, was where we just sold it again. Right now, our stop is 95 quarter. Dustin, you want to talk? I see your hand up.
Oh, I forgot to write this trade in my trade journal.
Dustin, I'm
Just
making
for
you a
context,
panelist.
HOAG,
Yes, sir.
At the 405,005 level, is the overnight
Volume point of control.
point control,
Right.
and also the volatility trigger, which is a gamma level,
Okay.
very important gamma level. And my target for a short is 60, 61 area. Reason being is, as I've mentioned before, I keep a composite from the last CPI,
Sure.
which is November 10th. And we've had a CPI, PPI, we had Powell's speech, and we had non-farm payroll, all four, which were big volume events. So the composite contains all of those. And so that 60, 61 level is a composite, is the composite, is the level on the volume point of control on that composite.
Okay. So let's take a look here. Come on.
Lots of mixed trading at this level. The market isn't sure which way it's supposed to go.
Yeah, it seems like that happens a lot here. We get into something and it stops.
Just stops moving. Sit right there at your break even.
Yeah.
We're trading at the value, developing value low. Seem to be rotating around that.
Trend line's putting up a fight at the trend line.
Yeah, it is.
That's good, because now if we're right, there's gonna be plenty of puking.
Yeah, lots of panic.
Well,
If we're wrong,
Already at 90, 50, and 94. And below us, 84.50. Those levels generally attract price, and we're heading for that now.
we need some inspirational music. Just hope it's not uplifting.
Yeah, sell that thing. Let's go.
Now, HOAG,
Lower.
Yes,
I don't know
Joe.
where your average stop is, but you could cover one contract to make you risk-free. So whatever the distance is on your and then set the so in other words, if you had a 3-point stop, take a 3-point profit on your first contract.
Okay, we just took the first contract off.
Okay, so
We're
now
better. We're better than
risk
1 to
neutral
1.
now, right?
Yeah, now we have no risk.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Now we can sit back and relax. Talk about what it was like on the floor in the old days.
Matt, were you there in the crash of '87?
I was
I
not.
Yeah, Joe, we were talking about that yesterday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Joe was up shooting birds. He had to come back and
Hold hands.
yes, right.
Bill Brannigan told me he had a bid, and the guys in front of him ripped the sleeves off his coat.
Trying to get it.
Yeah.
I bet.
He was. I was basically wearing a tank top after that.
I think that's the day Jay Zimmerman bit somebody's ear in the pit.
Jeez. I mean, I was there. I thought the crash. I remember that in 1997 they closed the market early for no reason. I remember the crash of '98 was kind of a big deal because it was like from August. You know, it was a big drawn out move.
Sure.
The '97 crash was like a 1-day thing, and they closed the market early, which I didn't understand because we didn't trip all the circuit breakers.
Oh, we didn't. Oh, okay.
98 was wicked. 98 was a crazy year. I remember December of '98. Wow, we came off that bottom like it was unbelievable.
Who did you work for?
Then I worked for Brannigan. I started with Nick Del Negro and Larry Katz over there by Shycourt, where Cooley and Praz were. And that was like in 1995. Then in '96, I moved over to Bill Brannigan's corner over by Jan Kroll and Louis Borsellino and Reno and those guys.
Handling the liquidity here very well. It's going through it.
Good.
Another level at 78 quarter is a big level. Did any of you guys ever work with Linda Rasky?
No, but our risk manager, Mick Ironimo, here at Top Step, worked with Linda Rasky for years.
It must have been pretty challenging for a woman to be in the pits.
She was never really in the pit.
Oh, she wasn't?
No,
Oh,
she
okay.
was a fund manager. I filled a lot of her orders.
Did you have any women in the pits?
Yes, there were. Yes, there were.
And what was that like for them?
They were very, very tough people, for the most part.
Yeah. Had to be.
Remember, Marcia Hammer was a tiny little thing, but she used brokers a lot. She would be a kind of a longer term trader, and she would use brokers for her execution. Linda Lombardo was very loud, very boisterous. There were a lot of them, more than you might think, and that's just in the S&Ps. You know, there were lots of other.
77, 77, 50.
I remember this girl. I remember a woman in the NASDAQ pit. Some guy kept rubbing against her, and she turned around and buried him with a left jab, and went down.
Good for her. Good for
Dude, it
her.
was perfect. Everybody cheered. It was awesome.
Good for her.
Do you move your stop, Bo?
I didn't.
Do we?
Do we go other side of this low volume node, which locks in a little bit of profit for the second contract?
Well, we've got a swing to the left at 82, 82.50. We could put it above that.
What price are you short at?
90.
90. Yeah, I mean, I can't, the way I chart, my stop would have to be at 93, because I've got a high at 92.5. But that's me. I'm on a 10 tick, what am I on? A
Yeah.
20 tick range chart.
Our stop is currently at 95 quarter.
Yeah, I mean, you could move to 92.75 or 93 even. That doesn't really give you much, but like you said, you're break even now, so every point matters.
Right.
The next pivot,
I would wait.
right
I
here
would
at
wait for.
79.50.
I like to wait for the 1 minute chart. Once it makes a lower low, I look for it to make a lower high, and then I trail my stop behind that high.
I'm with you. That's typically how I do it.
Rob Crust is asking what's the target.
Downside, I don't know. I got.
You don't know
61
once you break this
target.
trend line.
I'm looking
I
at.
know. I mean, I've easily got 59, but I could just hang in there and follow it down.
We've got lows at 39.42 ish. There's 2 daily lows there in regular trading hours, 2 days in a row. So that might be a juicy target for a bounce.
Well, if we are fortunate enough to get price down to the volume point of control from last Thursday, which was basically where the market started, the move to the upside when Powell started speaking, I would be happy with that.
Yeah, we're testing down into last Tuesday's range right now.
Now, we've got a lot of people, a lot of traders right now are in that position with profits on the books. So you've got a lot of stops above here because we're just talking about it. And we could get a big stop run here, which is going to take a lot of people out.
So we just took it out.
Problems with placing your stop.
We just took it out.
Oh,
So
pivots.
if we do get the stop run to the upside, let's see if we
I
can
would put another one on.
we can reshort.
Yep.
85.
Well, it depends on where it exhausts, but I would add. We're risk neutral right now.
Yeah, well, we got nothing on now. We just took it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. I was gonna say we should let this run.
I was thinking the same thing, but we were talking about a stop
The next
run.
pullback. It looks like it's turning into a trend day.
That's 6061 volume point of control from November 10th is my target.
61.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was looking at down here. Is this volume point of control down at 60? We took ourselves out. We just got in again.
Due for one of those magnificent stop runs that takes everybody out.
Yeah.
$1,000 is a psychological number that I'm always tempted to take profit when my P&L, unrealized P&L hits, and I have to resist the urge and let it run.
Well, they mean business.
Yeah, it certainly seems
Open.
seems that we got some good selling going on here. Delta's negative
Volume's nice and
2,200.
strong this entire move. It hasn't really tapered off since the open. I always watch the volume bars on the 1 minute chart to judge the strength of a move.
I got it short again here at 74 quarter.
Hey, nice.
Right? And I'm not going to take any risk on it because it's selling the low, and I hate doing that. But it's just the price action seems like
I've been wanting to add to my position, but I haven't gotten a good enough pullback to do it yet.
You know, this market seems like one of those markets that's going to try not to let you in that way.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that said, watch, it'll do it now.
Strongly trending markets, that's when I really like a 1 minute chart because I can see the little pullbacks and I can attack those.
70.
There's the 1 minute.
Yeah, liquidity filling in 70 to 71.
Let's go get it.
Algos are busy. We've got liquidity both sides close. So that's when the algos go to work.
So
Shows the algos are working.
Dustin, I made you a panelist. If you wanted to speak, you can. You just have to unmute.
I was just listening to you guys.
Oh, okay.
I was watching 39.81, and now I'm watching 39.68.
68. Got it.
Anything below that, I'm super bearish.
Thank you. Caesar, no problem. Comment freely.
Algos pushing down.
Yeah, there was a lot of red on the tape just a second ago.
That's when they lower their liquidity above and take it away below, which is what they just did.
That's what they do, is they just move those offers down. Move them down.
Liquidity is always there until you need it.
68, 68.50, and 72.
Still very strong volume. We're doing 6,000-7,000 contracts a minute.
And just continuing to one time frame lower in that 1 minute chart.
That's
Jim Dalton would say, get in early and just hold.
trading through that liquidity. 65 to 67 now.
Yes, Rob, I see Delta is negative 10,000. We've got all time frames working in concert here.
Well, I got a question. Do you think we're going to crack the low from Wednesday the 30th, 39.40? I mean, we really haven't taken out a swing low
In a while, right?
You know what I mean? It's been since November, since mid-October, we've been skyrocketing, right? So none of those swing lows have been taken out. So if we can crack these.
Last Tuesday and Wednesday's lows could definitely get checked.
Right?
Hey, Fred.
That purple line is.
Hey, Fred. Remember when you were asking about this poor low from the 30th? And I said it'll be important when it becomes important. It's becoming important.
Well, that was a little stop run. We'll see how far it carries. Yeah, they're running a few stops here right now.
I'll add on this pullback.
Order filled.
Where is the the 200 moving average on the daily chart? Here it is. This is the continuation chart. So it's coming in at 40.3190.
65, 65.50. 69 above.
This is one of those days you just click a button and then let the market do all the work for you.
Right. Seems that way so far, right?
Nothing really to manage.
Got a lot of profits above us.
Yeah, we do. We're getting pretty close to an area where I think a lot of people are going to start thinking about covering too. Those naked points of control. What do we have here? We have...
Okay, they're taking out 70. See, those are stops from people like us.
53 is the point of control from the 30th. The TPO point of control.
Cumulative delta pulled back by about 2,000 on that little tiny pullback.
Yeah, it did. We were looking at 10,000. We're looking at about 8,400 now.
Heavy liquidity at 65. Get through there, we get to the target, I think, 60, 61. 71 above us.
Man, time is flying by today. So, time always flies when you're having fun, right?
And you're busy. Well, I think we're busy.
Yeah.
Busy with trade.
Yeah, it's a good make HOAG money. We're making money.
Yeah.
Thanks to all of you.
Let's see.
Well, we reacted correctly to the market. We started out looking for a range day, and as soon as we realized it was trending, we went with it. That's
Yeah,
what you do.
absolutely.
It was a good call.
We'll see if we get some volatility, if we can crack the 60 level. Next stop after that's 42. I mean, the lows, right? 41 something.
Yeah, S&P point of control just shifted to the low here.
Yeah.
It might be indicating we're running into some buyers down here. A lot of volume down here, though.
It looks to me like if we break 70 and a half, say trade at 71, we could get a stop run.
So, liking this low volume node here for potential resistance, and that's right in the level you're talking.
65, 65.50 heavy level. It could attract price here. Hope.
The market's definitely willing to trade these levels. It's not rejecting. There's a lot of volume down here.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that, Fred.
Just matters if we can overrun these buyers or not.
Mert, the big short.
Well, I haven't pulled it yet. 65, 65.
Still there?
Still there. It's always interesting when you get close whether they pull it or not. Moment of truth coming up.
I don't want to do that. I put in a profit target, but it's going to scare the market away from it.
Always.
May 6th, the flash crash. I was on vacation.
Yes.
Thank
Good
goodness.
place to be.
Right?
Good timing.
I was on vacation in 2001, September 11th, too. I was in Myrtle Beach.
I was in math class. I I think I was in 10th grade that year.
Yeah, we
Did they
were.
give back to schools?
No, but all the teachers and all the classrooms, turned on the TV and there was no class the rest of the day. We just watched the news.
Well, we are running out of time here. I just took the profit on that. We're running out of time. So now that I took the profit on that, you better get short. So, good trades today.
Decent day.
Yeah, you guys made me some money. I'll take it. I get a steak.
Go buy lunch.
Now, see? It was
Well,
just
you
go up
think
and get down,
maybe price is going to fill in from Wednesday the 30th when we exploded at, we exploded to the upside that Wednesday at noon.
right
A
here.
lot of space, a lot of
Yeah,
space.
that left a lot of unfinished business in that range, I think.
With a poor low.
Yeah.
So you
We're
think we're
about
going
to
to
stop out some longs.
Exactly. That's an important level. So I think if we crack that, look out below for sure. I mean, geez, that's where there should be some defense, you'd think.
We crack that, it might be a day where you got to get out at 5% down.
Right. Right. Could be.
65 and a quarter still there. They haven't pulled it even when it got close.
Delta's kind of flattened out in the last 10 minutes. It's
Yeah.
not going up or down.
Yeah, it's around 8,000. The 1 minute bar is falling into balance too.
I mean, I've been short the Dow since we opened. I feel like it's going nowhere. I'm short at 34,030, so I'm at 33,830. So that's great, 200 points. It just seems like it's moving much slower than anyone else.
It's because you're in it.
Small caps, the Russell is leading lower right now, and the NASDAQ is lagging behind the S&P on this move down.
Mm-hmm.
Mert, thank you. And that's a great idea. Don't forget donations and charities.
You're in Georgia, don't forget to vote.
Right? All right. Well, I think we're done with Make HOAG Money. What a great session, guys. Thank you all very much. Dustin, Spencer, Matt, Joe, all of you. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for your input. Thanks for the good trades. And like Mert says, make sure you pay attention and take care of some donations and charities. And trade well. We'll have a great rest of the day. You'll see me again for the group, for the coach's playbook and for the recap at the end of the day. Looking forward to seeing how this day ends up trading out. Blessings, everyone.
Thanks, John.
All right, thanks, Hog.